Alrighty, so appreciate the resub right off the bat. Always makes for a good starting of the show. Lots of good stuff today. A couple of wonky off the wall bits and pieces. My wife got attacked by a goose. I'm not making that shit up. We went to sushi, and because we support our local sushi place, and they started a new menu, so we were invited and we went. And I got out and there's a Canadian goose and it's walking towards her and it's hissing and it's mad. And I just looked at it and I told it to fuck off. I'm like, dude, fuck off, go away. And it stopped because, fuck off, sit down. And it didn't know what to do. It started hissing and it put its wings up. And then my wife's running and I'm like, why are you running? She's like, cause they hurt. I was like, yeah, they do, but if you run, you scare them and they chase you, and that's even worse. Did I turn it into sushi? Funny enough, Canadian geese are still protected federally, even though they're fucking everywhere. I laughed with the sushi chef. The sushi chef was like, they came over to apologize, and I said, oh, don't worry about it. It's a goose. I know what they're. And the sushi chef is like, yeah, we can't. We have the permit to move it. And I'm like, whatever. It's like, I'm not offended. I was like, do you want me to bring it in? We could make a little Japanese goose. And she's like, no, they're protected. I'm like, no, I know that. And then I was supposed to start streaming like an hour and a half ago, but Halloween Horror Night tickets. Halloween Horror Nights. In my 4th year in a row going on an RIP tour. I'm taking both of my younger daughters. The middle daughter has a 1-year-old and can't really take mom away from a 1-year-old, and I'm not bringing the whole family. I mean, I can't bring everybody with me. I mean, I got money. I don't got that kind of money. So booked that. So I had to book the plane tickets, and then I had to cancel out some stuff. You went to our haunted house thing as a church one. Talk about scaring kids into a religion. I could do a lot. I could do an awful lot with a Catholic themed haunted house. I shouldn't even think about that. I think I could do more with a Catholic themed haunted house than I could do with a pagan haunted house. But anyway, the goal for today was to cover Eternal Tombs. And Eternal Tombs is, first and foremost, it is a game that is saving money by using pre-made assets. Now, I know that the Quinfall got into some shit a while back, about 3 years ago back, because they weren't publicly disclosing they were cobbling their game together with Unreal Engine store assets. Josh, the man, the myth, the legend, the HFMIC, he said, yeah, we're using pre-made assets, and if our game is successful over time, then we'll have an art department. As we've seen recently, not just in theory, but we're able to see Intrepid Studios accounting sheets and budget sheets. They were burning through multiple millions of dollars every year in payroll. And the only thing we ever saw function and work and come to terms was the art, which is really great if you have a game that has a unique art style, but two problems, and I know it's going to be a bad thing. Number one, I thought Ashes of Creation's art assets were great as individual singletons. I thought the world they managed to cobble together looked like wet ass. I don't think it was there. I don't think it was amazing. I don't think it was stellar. graphics can't make your game. Graphics can break your game, but graphics can't make your game. Which is why I was really stoked about Eternal Tombs, because Eternal Tombs isn't about our assets, it's about our gameplay, and it's about very specifically the GM-driven events, the Tomb Master-driven events. Now, I will say, right off the bat, little mistake here, and all the little mistakes. Character should be centered when you make the character. Also, I don't want to zoom in on my crotch. The zoom in box should be the head and shoulders area. Also, what I will say is, I said this the last time, this is one of the better character creators that I've seen in recent years, because number one, it's simple, and simple is good. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Number two, as dumb as this is, as silly as this sounds, put the description, and yeah, I want to like ding them a little bit, because they have the starting zone and then they have the description, which is fine. I mean, you should make it for the lowest common denominator, but we'll live with it. Like Bone Stitcher. Morticians at heart, Bone Stitchers harvest body parts, blood, and fluids from the enemies to heal their friends, rot away the flesh of their enemies and disease, and gut them alive. I like that. Like, I like you giving me like flavor for what I want to play. Where is it at? They're doing some testing this weekend. They've been working hard. They did some testing last October timeframe, and that is, you know, you think that a streamer would have an answer to that question. That would be an amazing question to be able to answer. Let me see. Library. Eternal Tombs. Store page. Playtest now. Well, I've been invited, so hold on, let me change my account to my other account. I've heard this game mentioned several times on Steam, but on the stream, but I haven't looked into it. The reason why I've been covering Eternal Tombs over the last couple of years is because they have one thing about their game that above and beyond all else, and it's the live events. It's the fact that they want, during periods of time that there's not a lot going on, their active Tomb Masters can build events, but they can't just randomly give a bunch of rewards. The team has to, like, they have an interface that builds events, or they can launch an event that has already been vetted. What I see here is, now that I go into another account, you can request Eternal Tombs playtest access. All you got to do is go to the Steam page and request access. It's not like a buy-in. Oops, that's not what we wanted. That's what we wanted. So you can go in and request access to get into their testing. It is a very low budget team. But like most MMORPGs we see at the moment, if we don't have a low budget team and a small team, then we have a corpo team. And we don't really want that either. Like, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. If you don't have a large team and a large studio and big backers, then you don't have money to build your own art team. And so you end up having to do things kind of on the cheap. But if you have a large team, then you have somebody paying that bill, and those people want a return on investment. Hey, what do you know? I already have access. Hey, there you go. You're gonna let me do PGN? Maybe. There we go. So I have 2 characters I'll play through on PGN. A little bit of a dragon. Better if they cropped this better. Hate that trade-off. Smaller teams make better games, but take way longer and the risk of dying midway through. Yeah. That's what you... That's the risk. In the lower right corner of your UI, you'll notice a set of icons, abilities, options, leave group, inventory, quest journal, professions, interact, open events. Okay, I like it. Except I don't like it. So I'm gonna give them a ding right here, and the ding I'm going to give them is if you put a box here on the screen. So you give me a box here with an explanation, then this needs to directly line up with that. I'm sorry, my big fat head's in the way. But I'm gonna ding them on that because you can't have... You can't have 2 standards. You have to have 1 standard. So, and abilities... See, down here, I'm trying to get my head out of the way. When I cursor over here, up here I is inventory, down here I is equipment. Professions. See, down here O is settings, up here O is options. So you see it, let me get my head out of the way real quick. So the trick is, to me, and this is the, I know some people are like, Jay, why do you look at the little stuff? Because somebody has to look at the little stuff. So, settings versus options. J is quest journal. T is auto run, but the controls don't tell you. When can I play this? You can request access for it right now on Steam. I popped the link just above your comment. G events, and again, see G's down there, but there's no G events up there. Z is events up there. Battlefront isn't even mentioned. M for map isn't even mentioned. So they say in the lower right hand corner of your UI, you will notice a set of icons. These are hotkeys to your other controls, but they don't line up. They don't sync. The land of eternal tombs, the soul essence of evil reaches out his hands upon you and darkens your mind. That sounds like a party. Oh no!
So, you think you can come against me? I shall grind your bones to dust.
Oh my god, we just had a nightmare. I discovered that yesterday when I made sure the game installed right. I think that's a really cool way for a low budget team to give you like that introductory CGI effect without breaking the bank. Like as soon as you move, you're pulled to a fight. I thought that was a clever workaround for not being able to afford, $700,000. Yeah, then you get Ashes of Creation on the other side, like you said. And right now I know Dusty Y is live, and he's covering some stuff. Seems like every single day, big things happen in Ashes of Creation. Okay, so before I can even do
Be
this,
still and be
I need
very
to go
quiet.
into options
We must be careful. There are too
and
many of
video
Dragonox's
resolution,
minions around.
max
We
frames
cannot
per
talk
second.
to
We're
you
going to do
very
60 because I'm
easily.
streaming.
That's how you're
Resolution
having a
scale.
vision. The only reason you'd have a vision is that you're a follower of the
So yeah, there's going to be
Dragonox's magic penetrates the mind of those who
a really
follow the
big
Triune,
problem, and that
weakens
really
them
big
until they
problem
go
is
mad.
you
Ignore them
didn't
as
make it
best
so
you
that
can.
people can.
It looked to me like this was your first one, so I apologize if you've had them before. Nonetheless, I need to warn you, however, that you must never.
Okay,
Are
so
you
this
all
right
right?
here, this
Here
is
quickly.
bad
Be still and be very
UI
quiet.
interface.
We must be careful.
What I mean by
There are
that
too
is
many of
you didn't give
Dragonox's
me
minions
a
around, and we cannot talk
way
you
to
open
change
very
the font
easily.
size,
That's how you were having a vision.
and you're not
The reason you'd have a
like if you.
vision is
I
that
have a
you're
widescreen
follower of the
monitor.
Triune. Dragonox's
I have a
magic
wide
penetrates the
screen
mind of those who follow the
resolution
Triune
monitor.
and weakens them until they go mad.
And
Ignore
so
them as
I
best you
that
can.
text is fucking tiny.
Looked to me like this was your first one, so I apologize if you've had them before. Nonetheless, I need to warn you, however, that you must never tell anyone that you believe in the Triune. The Vilem,
Collect
those who
one
practice magic,
baby
will kill you
Vikewing.
instantly if they were to find out who you serve.
It's good shadow
We'll
work.
Keep you safe. We will train you and guide you, but you must be very careful. Murder and mayhem in the world that many of the Vilem won't know. I killed it.
You've gained experience. And I've got a baby Vikewing. The combat is a little better. The last time the combat was really, really rough. A big part of this is we've started to move towards this. Yeah, I've played this before. About the last time I tested it was in 2014. What I will say is that we're starting to make this move towards more hybrid targeting games, which I think honestly we need to stop. You either need to be a tab target game or an action game. Tab target players don't want to have to do swinging of a weapon for a basic attack. Action players are automatically gonna verbally let you know that they don't like that there's a tab button that lets you lock on. Now, what I will say is, I'm not a huge fan of the... And again, I'm going to forgive a small studio because they're a small studio. But the things I look at is immersion right at character creation. Why am I naked? Why do I have a shield and a stick? Why don't I have a history? Because I'm already a chloromancer? Because I've already picked my profession in the character creator? What you've done is you've said, pick a class, have an ability at level 1 already, go in and slap stuff. And I understand they're a low budget team, right? I get that. But you gotta work with what you got. Like this right here. If you're not gonna walk me to a tutorial that tells me what this is, that's fine. But this says magical research. But I thought the K button was for my abilities. So when I hit N is for my abilities. So when I hit N, My abilities. Ugly flowers. Give your enemy ugly flowers for their own destruction. A poison dot meant to be placed at the feet of the enemy. Okay, cool. I like that. But the piece they missed is you gave me an ability. You need that crawl, walk, run. Also, I would be cautious about calling this tree the magical research tree when you told me it's the abilities tree. Because now, obviously, instead of going over and turning that Vikewing into Vesper, I'm stuck. You know what I'm saying? You need to present this. You need to present the ability tree. So let's see if they do. Sometimes we get ahead of ourselves.
Did you get the baby Vikewing?
I did, in fact, get the baby Vikewing.
Well, my friend, you looked all right. You're not going to kill any full-size Vikes anytime soon, but we can work with it. Also, I don't want you to worry, as Dragnarox haunts all of our minds. His magic is far too dark and powerful, and I will never understand how he can speak to each of us, from wherever he is. Until the Triune vanquishes him from this world, we will always be subjected to his torturous methods and mind games. It is something that is very difficult to deal with and brings me to really dark places sometimes. Anyway, I know you have come to join our fight against him and his minions. Let's get right to it. You can kill some things, but you definitely are young and seem pretty inept.
Inept Studios.
Just being honest. I'm gonna have you practice a bit more on these small creatures right here and teach you to survive in this evil world. Here's a weapon for you. This should help you in your quest. Kill them and bring back 5 pieces of rat meat.
Okay, so first of all, let me just say this. Ashes of Creation desperately tried to put voice acting into their game, and it was fucking AI generated and terrible. These guys have really good voice acting. Doesn't sound like it's AI. But what they need to do is they need to break this big paragraph up into next, like put a prompt in there, even if it's just a bullshit prompt and both of them go to the same next screen. Give me a little immersion right here. Like, give me a little back and forth. But better. It's a lot better than what I saw in Ashes. Okay. So again, a missed opportunity right here to teach me about the inventory system. You gave me a weapon. Bullshit prompts like only having one selectable dialogue option for a low budget company. Yes, absolutely. We can forgive it because at the end of the day, we remind ourselves that they're a cheap company, not a cheap company, but they're a low budget company. I think what a low budget company can get away with versus what like a BioWare or a Blizzard or a, ArenaNet can get away with are going to be two different things. Okay, so inventory. All right. Let's see. This is basic, but it's clean. That's a little bit weird of an icon for an axe handle. Okay, but it is properly marked underneath. So we got our little wand. Although the icon makes me think it's going to be a staff. And we're going to put our... Yeah, we can get down with that. That was weird. Okay, so I'm going to. Well, that gave me a bunch of stats. I'm gonna check something. I'm gonna test something real quick. Come here. We need a rat. Come here, rat. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 hits to kill the rat with the axe handle. And it was 2 damage. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so right there, that's bad development. I know, you're so mad. Yeah, this is a game that's been in development, but that right here, see, it shouldn't take, if the damage is 2, it shouldn't take me more hits with a better weapon. And those are going to be all of the bits and bobs that people say the combat doesn't feel good. Right, do the rats have some resistance, but again, you need to, yeah, and that's probably what it is. I didn't play Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert is not my style of game. I have more than enough single player games that I want to work my way through. So I have absolutely more than enough single player games that I'm trying to push through. Hold on one second. Let me see if why is it grabbing that way? Oh, because I changed the resolution, but there doesn't seem to be a button to hit apply. That's a little smoother though, so we'll stay with that. Have I tried Mortal Online 2? I did play Mortal Online 2, and when I was playing Mortal Online 2, I had a wonderful conversation with the game's developer. The game's developer popped into my chat. He liked my feedback. He liked my suggestions. And then what was really funny is there were about 100 people in the chat. They all came over. The developer was saying all the things that I was saying were all things he was working on. And then I started getting berated by 2 members of the 100 that came into the chat saying, I'm not even the type of player that Mortal Online 2 is designed for, and all of my suggestions are killing the soul of the game. And they didn't like it when I turned around and said, look, man, you got less than 1,000 people concurrently playing your game. Your game's soul is dead already. All right. On the looting, I don't know why games are going back to
Step right up. Find
this
where
bullshit
the final pull.
of manual looting, but can we please get away from it? Manual looting is infinitely old and it's terrible. Don't make people press R to loot for two reasons. Number one, then what you have is you have a bunch of corpses, assets, actors that the server has to keep, because you saw all those things were still there, which that's more and more things that the controller has to take care of. The controller has to say, okay, now I have 101 items I'm tracking because I have a corpse. I have 102 because I have a corpse. Unless your game involves, and I don't know what direction Eternal Tombs has taken, but don't make me loot manually. Just drop the shit in my bag. The only time a corpse should remain is if the character who killed the corpse possesses the skinning ability, then the corpse will remain so that the character can skin it. Other than that, once the mob dies, drop the loot in my bag, put the lotion in the basket, right? And move on. Now this right here is another problem I had with Eternal Tombs about 2 years ago. Although this Monster Blood I've got to look into. I would rather be told hi, no, I can't play with you right now, and you can't visit your girlfriend because you're domestically violent. I would rather be told to go kill 50 of them and get 50 pieces of meat than kill 50 of them because the drop rate for meat is terrible. Have I been sunbathing? I was out in the sun today. I had to fix an overhang, and I went for a walk. And it's March in Southern Illinois, and it's 90 fucking degrees today. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, quest drop rates, especially introductory quests. Like I said, if you've programmed in that the expectation is that I'll have to kill 20 to reach the level you want me to reach before I've moved on, then make the drop rate 100% and make me get 20 pieces of meat. Otherwise, you could have somebody come out here and have really bad RNG. Now, I'm not a coder, I'm not a programmer, so I don't understand the methodology for how to do it, but game developers that I'm friends with have told me you can have an increasing luck rate so that as you're going through, if you're not getting the drop, like you have a 50% chance to get the drop. Oh, you didn't get the drop on that one. Now your drop rate's 55%. Okay, well that is annoying as shit. That takes care of that. I'm not a big fan of snakes. Hey, we got a piece of gear. Because rats have pants. Thread woven pants. Okay, so now let me get up, make sure I'm not standing somewhere that I'm gonna get eaten. Okay, the next piece, I love a game that has a lot of stats. I do. Charisma determines the amount of times your weapon or armor enchantments occur, as well as skill chances. Okay, I like that. Stamina is your HP gen. Yep. Constitution determines your max HP. I love that we have that stat. Wisdom increases your focus pool and your magical attack bonus. Cool, but what the hell is my focus pool? Mana, maybe? Oh, focus. Focus determines your overall amount of times you can... Oh, so focus is your mana. AC, armor class. Oh, no. Don't call it AC. Call it armor. Wizards of the Coast. They're going to be on your door. Why do you have our AC? Agility reduces enemy resistance on attack and your interrupt chance. Okay. Strength is melee damage. Dexterity determines crafting experience and harvesting yield of resources. I don't like that. I don't like that Dex is tied to crafting. Dex should be... You have agility and you have Dex. Agility reduces enemy resistance on attacks. If Dex... Dodge gives you a small chance to not receive damage. I don't like that Dex is not your dodge rating. Attack provides bonus damage on all attacks. Precision determines critical hit chance and arrow damage bonus. Evasion adds to hate reduction. That these stats all... While I do admit that a game developer can name their shit anything they want, you're going to end up changing these later on down the road because the players are going to say, why do you have Dex, dodge, and evasion? And why is evasion to hate reduction? And why is there no stat that generates extra hate? This is all good down here, though. I like multiple resistances. 10 resistances? 10? Let me see how the game goes as we go. Poison and disease. Shadow, nature, holy, magic. Magic I can get down with if it's your overall resistance than all the specific ones. Poison, nature, disease, holy. We'll see how that plays through. Oh my god, we have pants. Because the rat had pants.
You have the rat meat, do you?
I got the rat meat, does I?
Wonderful. Now you can gather some food and give yourself some strength. Collect some more rat meat and then head down the hill a bit and you'll see a monstrous looking fellow with a merchant stand. He's about as ugly as they get, but he's incredibly nice and a super good cook. Grab a recipe for kebabs, grab a couple onions and loose radishes, then bring all the ingredients back here to cook a fine kebab over this fire. We can't use magic, so you'll need to be pretty resourceful crafter and cook to stay alive out there.
Collect a fine kebab. A fine kebab. Another thing they need to add. One thing Ash's Creation got right. When your cursor is over the enemy, it should be red. Ashes really innovated on that feature. Well, yeah, because Ashes was total garbage to begin with. And Steven didn't like hearing that. And Steven's he's so fucked. I can't wait for the rest of the world to figure out what those of us that know how to read legal documents already know. He's fucked. Troll Pops.
Can I help you?
Troll gut spice.
Bye.
Bye. Basic slippers. Ladies and gentlemen, we have slippers. I want to leave my group. I'm not even in a group. All right, so I like the way you could pick a major and secondary class in Ashes. Well, no, that's a lie. You didn't like that. You never got to pick your secondary archetype to make a class. Boost your allies' bonuses and regen capabilities. Will buff both you and your friends' wisdom, dex, and empathy. I like that they're making a buff class. So we have 2 vials. Plant a dangerous and effective poisonous henroot plant. Boost your allies. Plant a poison flower bunch. Ensure that your foe is nearby and they will be the victim of a poisonous dot attack. Give your enemy ugly flowers a poison dot meant to be placed at the feet of your enemies. Okay. Kill your enemies over time with these deadly shrooms. Okay. Bring forth power from special fungus to help strengthen your friends. Tell your pet to stop attacking and follow you. Bring forth death and decay. Oh, I have to be level 10. Okay. Oh, okay. So it blocks you from even buying them until you're the right level. Okay. The Disney trip, I am leaving. The planning is complete. I'm gone in May, June, August probably, and now October. I booked Halloween Horror Nights for October. So, I gotta get a piece of rat meat. Okay, I like that. That's a new interesting twist on totems. So I like that. Oh, we got a hat, folks. We are coming up in the world. Oh, look at this sexy bitch. Look at that. Now we have a hat. All will fear me. Okay, there's some sort of bug. It happened before with the shield too. I put the piece of gear on, and then it doesn't want to let me. Oh yeah, this is a game that has a very rough generic map. I like this. I like games that do this. Don't give me an idiot map. This is one thing I was excited about Ashes of Creation, and then they ended up putting idiot icons everywhere. If you're gonna make an old school game, then commit to being old school. And I think that's fine. Although it would be nice if at the very least, one suggestion I would make then is the zone I'm in, and then always pop it to the zone I'm in, and then bring it out. Also, Fog of War everywhere I haven't been yet, because Fog of War, even if you're not going to constantly have world changes that requires me to go back there over and over again, Fog of War, at least when I look at the map, it creates the desire, the drive, the need to go explore. Like, I don't, if you showed me everything else is grayed out with names, I would know, okay, I gotta go there. And I think giving people the region names is fair. And it looks a lot like stuff out of Ashes of Creation.
Death is the only solution for followers of the Triune.
Looks very familiar. Wow, it says the live GMs that change the world around you. Yeah, that's why I'm excited about this game. The idea of live GMs that can spawn pre-vetted events. Ooh. He beat me up. Uh-oh. He kicked my ass. Okay, before I go searching, do you have a quest for me? Oh, wait. Blood Mastery. Creature Studies. Magical items. Wow. There's a lot of stuff going on here. There's a whole lot of stuff. Let me see real quick if we have... You need an item in your logging slot to harvest this. You need an item in your digging slot to harvest this. Okay, so... No, there's set... Well, there's classes. I'm a Chloromancer right now. I have a Bone Stitcher and a Chloromancer.
Did you get the kebab?
No, I didn't get the kebab. Because I got my ass kicked when I went down the road you sent me down.
Hello there, young'un. As you know, us Triune followers can't use magic. Naturally, we have to do something to fight back against the darkness, so I'll let you in on a little secret here. During your fights, you'll notice that sometimes a glowing green blood drips from the corpses of the beasts you slay. This glow indicates that the monster blood infused with higher counts of Valerium. If you see it, make sure you collect it and I'll share some of its secrets with you.
Like the small bit of monster blood. Okay. Like how the animation is like done. It doesn't like fade out, it just ends. Okay, so we got the monster blood. What up, buddy?
So, did you get some monster blood? Now, here's how it works. After you collect enough to fill a vial of monster blood, you can consume it, and your contained abilities are powerful and magic-like. The delirium inside the monster blood is just enough to give you a little extra boost in your fights, without actually using magic or corrupting your nature. These gloves will help protect you as you continue to collect blood. Now that you know how to use the monster blood, let's get you a few more pieces of gear so you're ready to take on Ragnarok's minions. There's a guard tower south in the Woodland Commons. The guard tower contains a weapons cache and crates with some wonderful magic-infused armor. A crate of armor.
The trees probably need to be scaled down. Yeah, a little bit. They should be more... They should be like totems. Isn't it sad that Steven probably could have gotten the game that he wanted if he had just, you know, brought on and listened to some people like Josh, the creator of this. Josh did this with a fraction of the budget Ashes of Creation has burned through. And yes, I will repeat it. They did cobble together the game with Unreal Engine store assets, and there's nothing wrong with that. If I look down this row, none of the art style is out of place. This one maybe is a little too loud, but it's, well, what the fuck was, all right, so right there we have an art asset problem. There's either two people standing on top of each other or her hair floats. But the town, for what it is,
be quick getting wherever you're going. The storm is coming.
Looks like what I would expect a town to look like.
Finds the best deal.
Secret magical items from other worlds and planes.
If you are hiding any elven friends, the flayers will find them.
Tell me where the Triune followers are gathered.
Now, I know this right here is going to annoy some people. Oh my God, it's 2026 and we have loading screens. Yeah, it's 2026 and we have loading screens. And guess what? That's okay. Because they don't have a monumentally large development team to have a full-time engineer to build a seamless world. It's not about having to have all the things that the multi-million-dollar studios have. It's about, can you build something that at the end of this playthrough, number one, other people are going to want to log in and try it. Number two, am I going to want to log back in tomorrow after I do something else? And if I want to log back in, then you've done your job well. And if I don't want to log back in, you've done your job poorly.
Halt, friend or foe?
Death is the only solution for followers of the Triune.
I like cells and zones separated by loading screens and instancing more if they're done well. From my experience, a single open world is often large but still feels empty. Yes, exactly. There are also loading screens in all games. Some are just masked by active cutscenes. Right, there is a loading screen in most games. You do have the appearance of seamless, which is fine. But again, if your game has no loading screens, but it feels empty. Yes, Starfield embraced the loading screen, like all of them. See, now that's a cool asset. That scared the shit out of me. Hi. Don't eat me. Yeah, late Thursday stream. I had some running around I had to do today, and I had to fix something, and then Halloween Horror Night tickets dropped today, so I had to buy my Halloween Horror Night tickets. How's the game? So far, what I will say is there's no singular broken thing. There's a lot of room for improvement. Like, for example, right here, Boromir Village, or Bolmire Village, there's nothing wrong with that sign. Would it be nice if the sign was a better art asset? Yeah, absolutely. It'd be nicer. But does it really break the game? No, it does what it's supposed to do.
Hail Dragnaroks. I am open for business.
Recipe for a kebab. I shouldn't have been able to buy that, but okay. Looks like a lot of motion blur. You know, I hadn't really noticed it. I wasn't getting nauseous from it. I learned a new recipe. Meat, 2 onions, and 2 seditious. You do not have enough money for this item. What's unique about this game? The big unique factor of this game is that they have live Tomb Masters, and those Tomb Masters can launch events. So you're not constantly following like a theme park, and it's not all player driven. There are times and occasions where the Tomb Masters will spawn off events. Yeah, live GMs. Yeah, that is cool. Okay, now it said something. There's a critique here. It's not that the performance is struggling. It's that it's not grabbing. I'm not able to change the setting. I changed the resolution, but it doesn't look like it actually did anything. And so the problem is my capture card is trying to grab at the wrong resolution. Because remember, I'm on a gaming PC over to a streaming PC. Okay, this bug is enough to make me want to quit. If Escape, they need to fix that. That needs to be a priority bug fix. Escape needs to immediately close everything. And it's like the 3rd or 4th time I've been stuck on a menu and Escape isn't clearing the boxes. Escape should always clear whatever's on my screen. Now it said something about weapons skills. weapon skills. Once. How does the combat compare to Ashes? I will say that Ashes player control felt a little better. Eternal Tomb's AI responsiveness is a lot better. So overall, the combat here is better. Yeah, they need to that, and again, they're using pre-made assets. But one thing they are going to have to do is manually tweak those trees. Those trees shouldn't stop existing; they should fade out, not just end. I saw a stream the other day who was doing 120 frames per second on his streams, and it was so wild to see. I legit didn't notice how big of a difference it makes in first-person streams to have higher frame rate output. Except, where were you seeing somebody with 120 frames per second? YouTube? Because Twitch hard caps you at 60 frames per second. In fact, I think OBS hard caps you at 60 frames per second out. Yeah. Yeah, you can't, unless he's using a different, Twitch hard caps you at 60 frames per second. You can't upload unless he's got some special arrangement. What's up, Aaron? ArcAge still is the best, though. Combat, I would say that ArcAge still is the best combat in any game that we've seen in years. I will be the first to say ArcAge's class design was shit. And the reason why I would say their class design was shit was because you had 120 you had 120 classes, but only about 12 of them were viable. And then by the time Americans got the game, they had separated out magic power and healing power, but they hadn't rebuilt the game from the ground up to align with that. So you had a bit of a disconnect. Like in ArcAge, in Korea I played a jester. I think it was a jester. It was Songcraft, Vitalism, Sorcery. And because in Korea, magic attack and healing power were the same stat, people couldn't kill you. But that's bad game design. Being unkillable is bad game. Well, being unkillable can be bad game design. He said he thinks they changed it. His OBS has been set to 120 for a while now. I'll have to look at that after the show, because you can't change your video encoding speed. Let me make a note. Thank you. Because if that's the case, it would make a big difference. Also, I am gonna critique them a little bit. Here's my critique. A class shouldn't have... Yeah, I don't know what this bug is. A class should not have a ranged weapon, as its primary weapon if all the other classes are going to have melee. Oh, so it's not officially support. Yeah, that's the trick. It's just like you can send 8K bitrate to Twitch, but for some people it doesn't improve the quality at all because you're sending 8K but it only wants 6K. And then I think Nutty did a stream once where he set his bitrate to 10K, and at 10K his stream was just a black screen. It also, part and parcel of the problem is because I go through Restream.io, and then that kicks it over to Twitch. What I would really like to do is I would really like to not have pain in my hands every day and get going as a full-time streamer again. Find a game that I sync with, because I want my community to know I'm looking at starting a 501c3 charitable organization so that we can like do some good works and help some people. I just checked this stream and reference and it's in 60 frames per second. There's an FPS counter for the game they are playing, which is okay, so yeah. With that, let me say that I cap my frames per second to the... What the fuck? I cap my frames per second usually to what when I'm streaming to 60. Because that's what that's all Twitch will receive. The thing is that I could be playing at 144 frames per second and I would never play it above 160 because I have 144 monitor, right? There's at 144 frames per second monitor, there's no point in streaming above 160 because I'm not on a CRT monitor. Now, I do know that somebody out there is going to say, well, if you're playing on a CRT monitor, it changes the smoothing because of how the image goes from the upper left-hand corner to the bottom. And I get that, and I'm not a tryhard. I can barely play first-person shooters. I'm usually dead all the time. Kebab. Okay, so how do I get component property meat? I have those. I have rat meat. Oh, hold on. Let me get one more rat meat. Maybe it'll grab it if I have 5. Okay, let's see. Okay, so you need 5. Craft a tasty kebab. We're Demolition Man, maybe. All right. For a small development team, that's all you need. That's all you need. Just a simple You're done. I have a kebab.
Excellent. You've done great. Now, being a good meat flesher is a pretty rare talent, and their work is worth more than the largest sums of plant. But you can at least get the basics to keep yourselves healthy. Go ahead and eat it when we're done here. It'll strengthen you and kill some of those nasty creatures. Now, I want to talk to you about something incredibly important. I know you've heard it all your life, but now that you're learning to fight, it'll be more tempting to give in, especially when you are in the most dire of circumstances. Never, and I mean this seriously, never summon magic from within yourself. This will lead you down a path that you cannot come back from. Learn to use the resources from the world around you. You can use magic items or craft magic things, but never summon magic from within. If you do, it'll consume your soul, and you will give yourself over to Dragnaroks. Magic will warp you by twisting your body, polluting your mind, and you'll turn out looking like a Death Seeker. And if you've never seen a Death Seeker, well, let's just say you've never experienced a more awful sight in all your life. They are men who give into the temptation and are now trapped in Dragnaroks' army. Flesh and mind will rotten away. Absolutely awful. In fact, that's what all of Dragnaroks' minions are. Warped living beings, either created by magic or destroyed by it. And I'm also going to give you this rune stone. Rune stones are stones that allow you to summon magic. Attach them to your weapons and armor, and then you can use their magic very similar to your abilities. Headed to Tradeport, you'll notice an altar with swirling stones around it. Using this will allow you to fuse the rune stone into your weapon I gave you earlier.
Okay, that right there, I don't think that's AI voice acting. But that right there is better IP and lore than Ashes of Creation had. Aaron says that is something I've been dealing with. I've settled to have a hand-based skill system where you equip a ranged weapon, they fill both hands. I tried everything to make the auto-switching feel good. I was never able to do it, so I dropped the feature. So if you, I wish there was an easy way for people to see it, but ArcAge had a very good hot swap for their ranged attack. The other thing that you could do is, instead of having a hot swap between melee weapon, sword and board, or staff, and then your wand, would be left mouse button allows me to fire off with my wand, assuming my wand was, well, let me back that up. If I hit left mouse button, I should be swinging a staff. But if I hit a different button, then it's my ranged attack. Again, I have to get deeper into the game to understand this in the developer's goal. But if you have people that can have a ranged weapon as their main weapon, and other people have a melee weapon, you create an inequality at character creation. Now, if everybody can have either or, then that's different. But then ranged weapons are always going to give you the advantage of you can initiate combat sooner, but ranged weapons are normally weaker than getting slapped upside the head with a sword or an axe. So it's going to be a matter of a lot of balancing. But balancing isn't important right now. Working is important right now. You do not have to eat and drink in this game. It's not like a survival-based game. So, that's good. Now, what I will say, and again, going to be snarky, their loading screens are just a little long. Again, they're in testing. They're in active development. But they are going to have to work out the loading screens not being that long, or otherwise the game won't survive. Not that I personally feel loading screens are the end of the world, but they are going to be the end of the world for the 5-second attention span generation.
Discounts for everyone. How may I help you?
This is a cool asset.
A pouch of silver opens many doors.
Equipment to attach to. Runestone to attach. Okay, so there's a bug here, and that bug is, it looks like the item is now properly fused. It is. But when I click on this, it's still showing it. So that's a bug. They're going to have to fix that. Do they have the UI scaling setting? They do, but when I come to UI resolution scale, I can't go bigger. I can only go smaller. And it doesn't look like any of the settings, I can't change any of them. Right? Yeah, so that's still showing that last items I put in. So add that to the bug list. Let's also add, bring forth a small healing spell for your closest ally. Yeah, look, I'm pressing escape and it's not clearing this. So they have quite a few baseline bugs they need to fix. There's quite a few bits and bobs that need resolving. You know, it said that I can move this ability down to by equipping the item and then dragging a shortcut to that item. Okay, so shortcut to the item. All right, I'm gonna say this. This is I said the same thing before when they were developing this game. They have to really stop, play through their own game, and really dig into KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. It doesn't help me to pull my wand down to F1, right? If I have that ability equipped, it should come down then into my abilities. Even if you pulled it right here and you had runestones and then you had the icons, I don't want to have this really teeny tiny F1 to F5 set of fucking abilities. Because if I'm a healer, I want to be able to pull my heal ability into my 1 slot. So they have a long way to go with again, if they're trying to mainstream this game. I like the idea of what they're trying to do. You have talents, but you can't use magic. A pouch of silver opens many doors. Yeah, no shit, vendor boy. Now show me all your generic items that will be useless after I leave the city gates. Yeah, that's also true. But so far, they have made a lot of improvements to the game. Oh yeah, resolution scale is not the same as UI scale. I was making the assumption that that would scale it. There doesn't seem to be a there doesn't seem to be a UI scale on this. But so far, it's an improvement. It's an improvement to what they had before. And that's all we can really hope for, is to just keep making positive progress.
Perfect.
Be right back.
Now you can harness the destructive power of the runestone's magic without harming yourself. Few things are more sad in all this world than seeing the destruction we brought upon ourselves by giving into magic. Poor guys like that creature you bought kebab supplies from. He's never even used magic, but he's warped by the sins of his parents. He was born like that, and became a follower of the Triune shortly after he could understand what was going on. The Triune asked us to never use magic, but we ignored him. Shame on us all. We deserve much of this horror that we've brought into Mythir. But the Triune is gracious to us. We must bear the burdens of our choices. But for those of us that seek a life free from the evil within this world, he is with us and helps us in our fight against Ragnaroks. You're starting to look like a real adventurer here, so it's time to really test you. Go and travel forth to the Goblin encampment further into the woods. You'll notice a fortress upon a hill, and inside this fortress are a stack of goblins. Slaughtering goblins here will give you much experience against a weak magic foe. Kill them, cut them up, bring me their eyes. I'll use them for a nice pie later on.
That's just fucked up. Goblin eye pie. So it seems like the last thing I remember before, if you start on this starting zone, you're constantly walking back through the town. Hi, mushroom person. You do not have enough money to buy this item. Okay, well, we're gonna check something real quick. Also don't like that loot all doesn't seem to loot all. Like, again, little things. Loot all means all the loot. And I'm also gonna be a snarky little bastard. I'm going to say, like, loot all only takes the first thing. Also, I don't like the fact that I get currency by killing mobs. I think one of the things Ashes of Creation was right about is that mobs should not be dropping gold. Mobs should drop items that you have to take to sell for gold. Ashes had a really good idea that the farther you take the item from where it is, the more you get for it. That was a good idea. Okay, let's see. Are you a tree? You're not a tree. Are you a tree? Oh yeah, look at that sexy. Oh. That's not sexy. I will give Ashes credit for this. Their trees falling over were pretty high quality. Also, I'll give this game credit. Not every tree is gatherable. Also, not every tree apparently is solid either. Every tree being gatherable is good for games that have fort building in them, and there's going to be a lot of occurring damage. So this has Love Dungeon Masters. Do they basically roll out weekly events? Not just weekly events. My understanding is that the Dungeon Masters will be around, the Tomb Masters will be around, monitoring the heat map of the game, and when there's not a lot going on, when the world doesn't have a lot of bits and bobs happening, the Tomb Masters will augment the world to make sure the players have stuff to do. Which is a good system, in my opinion. Because EVE Online teaches us that zone control can become a second job. You need a little bit of both. You need player held zones, but they need to have time off. They need to have nights off. Okay, here's another thing I don't like. I really don't like that I can see behind the castle. This is going to be my first really big ding against these guys. I understand you built a zone line game. No problem with it. Understand, you don't have a huge team. You can't make a huge, big, seamless world. But it's kind of cheesy that I can get up to the edge of the castle and then look past it and there's nothing there because I'm going to go through a zone line. It breaks immersion. Now let's see how much these trees are. Yeah, it's a whole different dimension. Scotty, beam me up. Scotty, beam me to the away team. So, the axe is 1 gold, 5 silver. And each tree that I'm able to get is 1 silver. And 10 silver to a gold. So that's not terrible. And again, yeah, they've got a bug, and it's a really big bug. I can't close that vendor window. That's really bad. Yeah, that's the kind of bug that you don't even do testing. That's like a game-breaking bug. if a, and one of you smart programmer people could probably explain it, I can't. Escape should always close windows. There should never be a situation where I have a window on my screen that's stuck and escape doesn't close it. I would rather be in a game where it's more annoying that I keep closing things with escape than be in a game where I can't close things even with escape. Rat tooth fragments. See, I like that. I would rather have more of that. Give me rat tooth fragments, make me go sell them, and then instead of a rat having 5 copper on him. I also think that if you're going to have forced zone lines,
If you are hiding any elven friends, the flayers will find them.
then I should be able to walk up to this guy right here and say, like, when I come here, are you entering town or are you just passing through? I'm just passing through. Then it would, instead of putting me here, it would dump me on the other side of the town so that I don't have to run through each and every time.
Has always been abandoned.
Fine day for a walk, isn't it?
This is Eternal Tombs. I've been following this game for a couple of years. I got a couple of videos on it on my YouTube channel. The big thing I love about this game is that they're going to have active GMs. Am I going to play the Scars of Honor beta? Probably. I've said to a couple of people that I would check it out. I'm just not having a lot of very long days.
Stick to the straight and narrow.
Like yesterday I finished streaming and I was in bed by like 3:30, 4 o'clock because my hands and my feet hurt. I've made the decision I'm going to talk to the doctor about pain management. I don't have enough hours of pain-free or manageable pain in my day. The only reason why I'm streaming right now is because I told the developer I was going to cover the game today. And here I am. I'm covering the game. Okay, green is 500 meters away. Yellow is 7. So we'll go to green first.
No sudden moves.
We still don't have a shirt. But yeah, as I started to say earlier, I started looking into all the paperwork I have to do to form a 501c3 charitable organization. So I think debate will last a few weeks. Cool. I hope your health improves. I do too. I'm taking a lot of vacations this year in case my health doesn't improve. Okay. $67. I don't know what Healing Twilight is supposed to do, but it's not doing. Oh yeah, work it, backlist main character. Go away, mutated rabbit. Crusty rabbit horn. Rabbits don't have horns. Catching a jackalope at the base will not get you an automatic promotion to E4. Leave the rabbits alone. As you can tell, I've given this speech more than once. Because every fucking week, people think it's funny to tell the new airmen that if they catch a jackalope and they bring it to the head MTL, they get promoted to E4. How people got into the military being that gullible, I don't know. What the hell? Oh. What's up? Well, fine, dude. I just wanted to be friends. Now we know Forgies are not friends. Stupid jerk. You like the environment? I do. I think... Okay. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful and I have a luscious mane. Because I have an amazing luscious mane. Don't knock my mane. But I think this world, developed by a small team of people, is way the fuck better than Ashes of Creation's Vera. Because Josh is a gamer who's making a game for gamers, and Steven Sharif was a scammer making a game to scam investors. I think Josh has done an amazing job building a world. I think this is the kind of company that if they could get a $20 million angel investor, they could do some great shit with that. As Steven had to pay the best PvPers to be in his guild. Feels more alive. The foliage density looks like a proper foresty area. Yes. Yes. And let me say this. Ready? Look at this big ass tree. And look at the character. Look at this not so big ass tree. And look at the character. Triune Studios used pre-made Unreal Engine 5 art assets to build their world. Yeah, you don't feel like a Smurf, and you don't feel, but at the same time, you don't feel like you've walked up to trees and you dwarf the trees. Like, Josh and his team have done an amazing job. They've done an absolute amazing job of building this environment. That's what they should be proud of. Like, they're gonna have bugs. They're gonna have mistakes. They're gonna have things that need tweaks, turns, iterations. But like, look at this world right now, and I see something over there. You may not see it as clearly as I can, but I see something right there. This, to me, feels like a living world because I want to go kill these goblins so that Sicko Boy can make his goblin pie, but I see something right there to the right of the tree. And then I see a fire, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to say, hold on a second, the goblins can wait, And wait, here's another town. Is this a town? This could be a town. Maybe. Are you people friendly? I walked right past the gatherable tree. See, that's how immersive the world is. I was busy looking at one thing and I walked right past the harvestable tree. Now, I'll say this again. Are those colored things over there silly? Yes. Are those colored things over there immersion breaking? Maybe a little. But knowing that they're using pre-made assets so they can build a game, and if they get money later on down the road, they can come back and fix the assets. This is fine. It's fine. It's good. It's all fine. Is that fire up close a little awkward? Sure. But they're not Steven Sharif spending 5 years burning through $48 million to make art assets. It looks good enough. It looks fine. It looks good. Easy, fat boy.
A good day, is it?
I'm trying to buy a mana stone if you know anyone who has one.
Is there any non-consensual PvP? That is a good question. And I don't remember if there's non-consensual PvP. I have early access because I've been a content creator for them for early on in the project. I think the next testing window opens this weekend. I agreed to stream it to kind of maybe get some people to click on the I'm interested in testing button. And as I always tell game companies, my community is a great community to give access to because my community will bug report. My community will vet bugs, find them, vet them, report them. We don't exploit them. And my community all look at different things. You've reached a new level. Goblin foot. That doesn't look like a foot. Bow and muskets. Oh yeah, let me get to some muskets. You do not have a valid target for this ability. Okay. The game is pretty good. They made a lot of improvements. Because I didn't test this at all during the year 2025. They had some testing, but every time they had testing, I had something else going on, like a vacation or other bits and bobs. I think that they've really worked on it, and some of the quality I'm gonna have to figure out. It's smoother on my gaming machine than you're seeing on the screen. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with my capture card. Ever since I got my computer back from being repaired, my capture card is a little goofy, so I'm gonna have to probably reset that up. Okay, this is the... I will say this because this is the same problem I had a year and a half ago. And it's the same problem I had with the rats. I absolutely... Oh, hold on, let me go to... Maybe these are not the right goblins. Let me go to where the yellow dot is. Let me go to the creative armor because it's closer. Maybe those aren't the right goblins, so I don't want to speak out of turn. Are you gonna attack me? I don't want to speak out of turn. Those used to be the goblins. You don't have an item in your knife slot. Well, foo-foo ka-choo to you. Yeah, like that tree. That tree's beautiful. I love that asset.
Do you need to report a crime?
No, I don't need to report
Keep
a
moving.
crime.
Nothing to see here.
What do you mean nothing to see here? Find a creative armor. Hey, there's a creative armor. Return with the crate. Oh, that's a cool feature. I really like that. That's something I'd like to see in more games. A nice, simple sort. Just click, and then it shows me the... I like that. Especially when you're going to have this many slots. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's... And like that right there is like, I don't know if there's gonna be something here, but the ambiance of it's a logical place to have whatever the hell this is. It's like every so often you're running into something, unlike in other games where you try. Oh yeah, it's. I will say. Are they gonna pop back out? Okay, so, and again, you video game developer people, you can speak more intelligently on this. If I can see all the way back to that tree, then as I run forward, stuff shouldn't be popping in. You know, and I know part of it is like the static draw distance and then the populated draw distance. But if I can see all the way to this tree, then I shouldn't have anything else pop in. It's more important for me to, like, because you're going to see that, you're going to see this little, yeah, that guy just disappeared. You're going to see that guy right there disappear as I back up. Maybe. Yeah, they're starting. So I don't, Salty Bread or Aaron, I don't know what the right words are, but it is more important to me as a player that I'm going to see the NPCs that are going to appear here rather than seeing this tree back here. I understand that the tree I can see, dude, assuming they're using the foliage for nanite, which I'm assuming. I understand why I can see that tree, but it's really, really important that I not be running this direction. And pop, pop, pop. If that makes sense. I think hopefully all the viewers understand what I'm trying to say. I can't be running in a direction and then suddenly there be like 18 different mobs that can kill me, but I saw their village. The village then needs to not be static. It's more important to roll it in gently or gradually than the village is there and the spawns are popping in. And again, I'm not a developer. I don't claim to be a developer. I did stay at a La Quinta once. But again, like this little piece right here, this looks better than Ashes. The assets, in my opinion, have better fidelity. The assets are used better. I feel like I'm in a forest right now. This feels like it is when I walk through my property, because I have acreages of property. Like, it feels the same. Vera never felt like the woods to me. It's like the people that designed the woods, I wanted to say to some of them, have you ever been out of the city? Because how you design things... Funny enough, I think kick might be the issue for the stream. I switched back to Twitch and the stream doesn't seem to have any issue beyond the motion blur. It could be. But again, what I would like to get back to is I would like to figure out, because again, my streaming box is 5 years old. I would like to get back to multi-streaming and potentially streaming to Twitch direct. And then, because my machine should be able to handle 2 encodes, I'd like to stream to Twitch direct. And then some of the other ones with Restream. Okay, so now we're going to see how many of these goblins. I haven't been here before. Okay, so that's... Now I'm at the place that they told me to be at for Goblin Eyes. And that's 0 out of 1. That's 0 out of 2. Okay, 1 out of 3. We can live with that. We can live with, if it stays 1 out of 3, we can live with 1 out of 3. You liked Ashes more than you liked New World. I think that's fair, because New World was a pretty shitty, cobbled together game that was supposed to be like an MMO, a better MMO version of Atlas, and then it ended up becoming an MMORPG. But yeah, I think 6foot's point was he was only looking at the Gathering, and New World had a much better Gathering loop than Ashes did. But part of that problem was New World was supposed to be a full loot drop base builder. And the reason why every tree was gatherable is like all that you see in this game. You were supposed to have to build all that in New World, and then you would have to defend it because people could come and destroy it. Well, then they pivoted from that, and when they pivoted from that, what they didn't do was realign the gathering system. But I thought the gathering animation, the gathering sound, oh shit, the gathering immersion, I thought all those pieces in New World were better. Okay, so we were doing pretty good for a second. Oh, there we go. A goblin cleaver. The 3-faction system turned into a 70% on one faction, 20% on we want to try to make PV happen, and 5% I like this color. Yeah, I think the big problem is you should never have 2 factions. You should never have 3 factions. You should always have 4 or more factions. I think at some point a game like Warborn Above Ashes, which was a fairly good game, but the problem is the racial or the factional buffs were dumb and they were overpowered. You got to be careful with factional bonuses. Also, to share just a little bit of personal stuff, my little cousin is going through it right now. She lost her mom, she lost her dad, and 2 weeks later she lost her mom. I might have to take some time off streaming. I might have to go down there and be a good older cousin, older brother type person to her and drag her kicking and screaming out of her depression, because she's bedrotting, and it is so easy to fall victim to bedrotting. It is so easy to just give up. Goblin piss. If you're gonna call it goblin urine, just call it goblin piss. And then make a little quote on it. Like, you can give it to dwarves and they'll drink it, but they won't be happy about it. It's like when my fiance died, all I did was, I turned into the bottle. There's eye number 4. So this isn't too bad. The drop rate is about 1 in 3. What's up, buddy? So one thing I will say that I'd like to see them change a little bit. If they're going to have... If they're not going to tie your level to your weapon skill, well, I think your weapon skill is tied to your level, but your abilities are tied to your vials. But no, because you can't unlock them till you're a certain level. Okay, so never mind. I was about to say something and it's not relevant. Never mind. What I was going to say is, if you're going to have a resource that you have to gather in order to level your abilities, then you can do a really good job of making the lower levels take longer, because you're still feeling that progression. Like, oh, I unlocked an ability, but you're still level 4. Like, in my perfect world, if you gave me a team of people and money and I built a video game, magic users in my game, they would go to guilds or teachers or hunt down things, or it would be a big fucking quest thing. You would have like a necromancer that would be like, I've done a personal plot arc, and in that dungeon is a book I need. And so you're like, yeah, but you're still level 7. Yeah, I'm still level 7, but I queued up a personal quest arc, so the boss dropped me a grimoire, and now I just got 3 new abilities. Well, that would be slick, because now you're making level 7, 8, and 9 more meaningful, instead of what we have all the time is I don't get my next ability till the next time I level. I don't feel like that feels good. I don't get another ability until I level. Uh-oh. A two-master event has begun. Scent of the Troll. Gather friends to defeat the troll. Okay, well, the problem is, let's talk about this here. I have no idea which direction it is. I don't even know what zone it's in. If you're going to give me an icon in a direction, but not an idiot light, then there should be a light that says, go that way. That's the direction of the two-master event. And I would have gone to it, even though I only had one eyeball left to get. And I know I probably would have died. But that's okay. There we go. 5 eyeballs. So that wasn't terrible. That wasn't a terrible overall experience. Now, what I will say is I like this. This is going to make some players mad, but I like this. On my map, I don't have an idiot light, right? I think I'm in this zone. Oh, I am in this zone. Yeah, I'm in this zone. I'm in the Woodland Commons. And I think I'm right here. I think this is where I'm at. I think this is the Goblin Fort. So I really like that. I also like the fact that it doesn't give me now an idiot light to tell me where to go back to. It means you've got to learn the world. And I think we need more of that. You have to give a shit about where you are. Like, well, how did you get there? Well, I followed a quest indicator to get me there. But then if you remember, I found that other town through exploration. That town right there. I think they've pieced together a lot of really good things. Although this tree right here... Oh no, it's a sapling. I think they've done... Oh, and they have a graveyard? Yeah, they've done a fucking amazing job here. They've done a great job of world building. Like this cracked, probably was an archway or something. I like it. It's not the best looking game I've ever seen. But given the size of their team and what they're doing, they're working with what they have. I can respect that. I can respect the shit out of what's going on there. Yeah, this looks good. This is a standard problem with Unreal Engine. Every game I've seen made in Unreal Engine has this problem. So I'm not going to critique them too much on it. Big studios have that problem. I kind of want to let this guy out of the cage. Kind of feel really bad for him. Yeah, when the capture card chills out. I mean, it's... Right now, what you're seeing is fairly... fairly relational to what I'm seeing. I will say, if this was a bigger company... Wait a minute. Hold on. What am I hearing? If this was a bigger company, I would maybe say something. It would be nice if I walked all the way up to a windmill, if there was something more. But since it's a small company, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with there not being something at every point of interest, simply because they can't build it like that. So the environment looks nice. Is this Ashes of Creation? No, because this doesn't suck, so therefore it can't be Ashes of Creation. This actually works. Yeah, this actually exists in a playable state. See, now that's cool. Do invisible walls bother me? Sometimes. This is really cool, and I hope this banner means something. Yeah, compared to... I would rather you... Okay, so Adaptable Fox, as I've said, if I had been in charge of an MMO, I wouldn't have an invisible wall or a fuck off wall. What I would have is a lore reason why you've reached the edge of the map. So for example, I'm building a game that is set in the state of Illinois. and I don't want you to be able to leave the state of Illinois. So, the Mississippi River is great. I make that shit poisonous. I make that shit acidic, and it eats boats and it kills you. Well, now I've taken care of that. When you get near the edges of the state, then I just have radiation or a biotoxin or big nasty level 79 assholes that don't have a loot table that attack you. Like in Once Human, Mitsuko starts saying, "Come back, don't go that way. I can't protect you. You're going where my power doesn't. Okay, you're dead. Come back, the world still needs you." It's not an invisible wall. It lets you go that way. You fucking die if you do, but it lets you do it. I think that is just better than an invisible wall that says, "What are you doing? You can't do that. You can't do that." You opened a chest and you got gut soup. Okay. I think WoW did this pretty well. They either had impassable mountains or they had lore-based physical barrier. Yeah. A lore-based physical... What the fuck? Well, I found the GM event. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a GM event. He is probably going to beat my butt like a drum. Where did he go? Excuse me. Excuse me. Weird. I'm the only person streaming it. I have early access to the client today, because I was a content creator for this in the past. Okay, so that jankiest shit animation you're seeing in the background, that's not my capture card. I'm seeing that jankiest shit animation as well. It's smoothed out the closer I get. And again, the mob AI works better than Asha's did. And these guys, I imagine these guys would love to have a fraction.
Stay safe and stay out of trouble.
A fraction of the money Intrepid had. Intrepid, the company that needed 40 million a year to make what an indie company could do with 5 million.
If you're hiding any elven friends, the flayers will find them.
Yeah. How big is this team? I don't know, but it's not very big. Let's see if we can find out real quick.
I don't follow the Triune.
They do not disclose how big their team is. Yeah, it was a handful of people a couple of years ago when I first started showing it off. It's probably still a handful of people.
No Triune followers allowed here.
Leave me alone, Triune follower.
Stick to the straight and narrow. Trust me.
Put your fucking sword away, dude. You're gonna poke somebody in the butt? Yeah, they hate Triune followers. It's fucking comical to me. The way they did that. All the tongue-in-cheek they have is amazing. The NPC interaction is 10 times better than most games. Yeah. And like I said, I'm going to keep saying it so people know. They're using pre-made assets. Do I give a shit that the tool vendor is a big giant mushroom? I do not. I don't care that it's a big giant mushroom. I care that they have a reason that it's a big giant mushroom. Just look for the guy who looks like the stamp on Talence's forehead. No, that's an imprint of Steven's member. Oh wait, no, that's the inside of Talence's cheek. Are you sure you want to bind here? I guess.
How did getting those goblin eyes go?
How did getting those goblin eyes go? They went great.
These eyes will make some seriously good pies. You've proven yourself to be quite an asset, my friend. It appears the followers have gained another great helper in our war against Dragnaroks with you. Now I'm going to give you some ideas on where to go from here. You can head northwest and meet up with a good friend of mine in the Oasis of Kier. Now the Charbearers unlock secrets of a mysterious temple there. You can keep heading south and consort with my friends in the Ashen Valley to help save and preserve the elves. Or, if you want to head north, there are a few members of the Remnant located in Northmere who will definitely want you to join them. The Remnant is an elite group of soldiers who serve the Triune. You'll need to gain some experience before they'll want you, and I will warn you, it's a hard life. Whatever you choose, you'll be in great hands to continue your learning. Mention me wherever you go, and someone will know how to direct you. It's been great teaching you a few things here, and we'll undoubtedly meet up again soon. Here's some helpful gear for you as to make your way forward. Have a good journey, my friend. Have a good journey, my friend. And may the Triune be with you.
You've gained a crested treasure chest.
You could use this. These other pieces will come in real handy to help gear up others. This is a great start to help keep you protected. Now, let's grab a few more important items in Southland and head down the western path. As you go, the path runs through a guard fortress just outside of Tradeport. You need to grab some metals. In the fortress, you'll notice some ballistas. Disarm them, collect their metal components. Do not get caught by those guards. They'll kill you instantly. They are not amateurs. They're strong and powerful. In the meantime, I'll start crafting up a few things to help give you some better armor.
I hear out the NPCs because earlier, if I tabbed through it, let me see if I can do it again. Oh, I can't. They keep talking, even if you, and again, I don't know the right words, but they keep talking even if you tab through, and even if you get far away from them. Let's see. Open the treasure chest. Right click to open. Open. Okay. So I'm glad I bought a shirt. Oh no, they gave me, oh wait. Oh, look at that. Look at that piece of shit cloak. Crafter's Orb. Empty coding application. Coat your item to enhance its capabilities. So they don't have a fishing pole? Why no fishing pole? Does the game have housing or base building? No. Not that I know of, not yet. But again, whatever this fucking bug is, they've got to get that fixed. Coal. We found coal. Okay, so we are on the... And, okay. I know this is gonna sound really snarky. I get it. But if this is the starter town, which I think it is, okay? Can we please not call Southmere the north part of the starter area? I get that Northmere is here, right? But it was kind of confusing the first couple of times I'm looking at it, like, Does that make sense, like what I'm saying? Like, I'm in Southmere, but I'm north of the town. It's just a weird orientation to get used to. Like, call this North Trade Port, South Trade Port, and then, like, right there, like, call this North Trade Port, South Trade Port, and then just move that down so that when you walk out the north side of the town, it makes sense. And then from North Trade Port, you're walking into Southmere. It's just because you're not giving the people a dot on the map, which I'm not asking for. I don't want a dot on the map. I was very disappointed in Ashes of Creation when they folded and they put the dot on the map. I'm not asking for that. I'm just asking, like, that we make sure we name things in a conducive way for exploration. But no, so far, I'm not claiming this is game of the year. I'm not claiming this is game of the decade. But where this game was in 2024 and where this game is now, this game is leaps and bounds. Like, anybody that was jerking off to Ashes of Creation and their little itty bitty baby steps of progress needs to really look at this and say, holy hell, while we can disagree how good this is, and we can do that, what we have, and I don't know what that is over there. Sorry, I got distracted. Squirrel. We might argue over how good Eternal Tombs is right now, but they've made amazing progress since last year. Doesn't look like we have oxygen requirements. Now, where the hell was the thing that I saw? That's right there. Oh, shit. Ring around the... Oh, shit. My trees are dead. Alright, for some reason, I'll be in the middle of auto-attacking and my auto-attack stops working. Sorry. Business, business, more business. I'm looking at buying an investment property to help a person out who's homeless. Buy the property and then help, like, nothing helps a person get their feet underneath them more than knowing they have a place to put their head down tonight. It's like the question I asked the other day, is it better to feed 365 people for one day or one person for 365 days? Well, if a person knows they've got a meal every day, they can change the direction. For an alpha, I'd give it a 5. I think that's fair. I think that for an alpha, it's a 5. Okay, I love this. I mean this with all sincerity. I have no idea what the fuck this is. I don't know if it's anything. I don't know if this is going to become a something. But this is the sort of... This is the old school mentality that I missed in games. What is this? So this is where I would take out my little book and I would write down the white crystal thing in Southmere near Tradeport. And then I would come back to it later in the game to see if it's something. That's, I think, good. I think that's good. Don't let me know what every single thing is right off the bat. Yeah, it looks cool. Copper Flex. So this, I went around, so this has got to be this village. Where are the people? Why are there no people here? Did the people get eaten by the frogs? Why are there no peoples here? Josh, you forgot to put NPCs in a village. Let me get up on this roof. Oh, that's so bullshit. I want to go up on the roof. Hey, look, a book. Collect research tomes. Okay. I got 1 of 5. Chloromancer is such a cool name instead of Druid. Yeah, the only problem is they may not want to go with Chloromancer because it was used in a game. And I don't know if Gamigo Games is going to get all litigious about it. And forgive me, I don't remember if Chloromancer is a class in D&D. I don't recall it being a class in D&D. All right, so we've got some people. What up, dog?
Don't be messing around with no Triune followers, you hear?
All right, this is another thing. I will say this. This irks the shit out of me. Again, I'm going to give them a pass because they're a small company. But if you don't want me to go in here because it's not explorable, then just take the barrels, stack the barrels up in front of it. Are there a lot of games with Chloromancer? Okay, then that's good.
Glad I could be of service.
But if you don't want me to be able to go in there, then put the barrels in front of the doorway. I don't like open doors and then invisible walls. That's a big old chonky coal or copper vein. Can I harvest it? Probably not. Would be cool if they sold a big map to hang on your wall at home. Reminds me of the day. Yeah, shit, yeah. That right there, that is an amazing idea. When they get ready to launch, come up with a publisher that you can print this and hang it on your wall. Yeah, absolutely. 100% that. Shit, man, I ain't even going in the direction of stuff. I'm just wandering around, which is good. Like, I'm supposed to be following these colored dots, but I'm just more interested in following the road, like exploring. And this is what I wanted out of Ashes. And Ashes became so vanilla generic. It was like you took every other MMO that had ever been created and just copied it. This, Again, I'm not overselling the product. I'm overselling the experience. If I can't go in here, though, I'm going to be upset. Oh, cool. I can. Nice. This is a good experience. I do that with my 2 verticals. If I'm playing a game that I need to know about the map, I put the map on one of the side monitors, and then I can always turn the monitor if I need to. See, again, I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but that right there, that has my attention. Like, I'm supposed to be following the logical order of the game because they gave me quests. But because this world is immersive, and I feel, oh yeah, I remember this. This is, yeah. Right? Yeah. Death to Triune followers. I found this the last time, and I was like, love it. And then what? I see some blood on the road. See, this game, it's a shame that they don't have more funding and a bigger team, because Josh seems to have the mind of a person. Yeah, that's just grotesque right there, and I love every minute of it. The bird sitting on it is such a chef's kiss touch. Like, I've forgotten completely about all of my little dots and where I'm supposed to be going. This is a world you could get lost in. Now we're gonna follow. We have hundreds to go before we get somewhere. What's going on over here? Okay, now, what I'm gonna say, again. This is the first asset that I've seen today. Second asset that I've seen today that's kind of immersion breaking. And if these guys were the size of Intrepid or the size of Tryon Worlds, I would say, okay, this is crap. Mark it for reiteration. But knowing that the team is small and they're using pre-made assets, this is fine. This is okay. Feels like it's on fire, but not at the same time. Yeah, it's a satisfactory placeholder asset. Knowing that the company doesn't have 50 million to pay artists, I can live with it. If I was paying you to build me a smoldering farmhouse, I would reject this because its quality is low. But knowing that Triune is using free assets out of Unreal Engine and trying not to break the bank buying everything, I can live with it. I can live with it. Probably one of the first items marked for fixing when you bring an artist on, right? Like if you finally get, again, another thing, I don't know if you guys can see it as well as I can, but that right there just got my attention. Like, whatever that is, I'm now gonna go off mission again and I'm gonna go look at it. So they've done an amazing job with the assets they have, making a world. Yeah, that thing, go check. Oh, now, oh shit, there's a whole other village. Again, if they were a big company like Intrepid with hundreds or dozens of artists, I would say, yeah, guys, that one doesn't pass muster. But given I know how big the studio is, they're using the assets they have to tell a story. That's a little bug. I have enough, I wonder if I have enough monster blood to buy another ability. Level 10, level 10. Yeah, by the way, it's almost 90 damn degrees in southern Illinois today in March. Alright, so I'm starting to run into the focus problem. I wonder if a Chloromancer you could just no, you collect blood to do magical research. I do like the I like Fractured's way of doing skills, that you kill the mobs enough time and you learn their abilities. I liked that. I thought that was novel too. I thought that was a good way to do it. Is that another gold tree or the same gold? That's the same gold. So yeah, so far, I would call this a very optimistic 5. But with the caveat that they have done an immense amount of iteration since last year. Like they have fixed a lot of things. Now they do have a lot of bugs. They do have that escape bug and then the inability to keep attacking bug. Which I want to test something real quick. Oh, hi. Yeah, so my ability doesn't use focus. So I don't know why I run into situations where I just can't attack anymore. A big tree. A big chungus of a tree. Hi, people.
How may I help you today?
We
How
don't
may I
sell
help you?
anything the Triune followers need here.
A blade of dust, a rock shard, slippers, so all the stuff that I already got.
I don't have anything to do with the Triune.
I don't have anything to do with the Triune. Marketplace.
Hey, how's it going then?
She's talking with her hands.
Hiya, how's it going then?
So yeah, a very cautious and optimistic 5, I think, would be fair with a lot of the next, because they're launching next year. Because they've been developing it for 7 years. And at some point they have to launch to make money. Raw meat, goblin heart necklace, copper flex, sharpened fish hook. Chalice of the Undead. Smaller team than Ash is still a better chance of actually releasing in a shorter period of time. Yeah. By the way, for your little bit of Ash's update, Robert Dawson is outmaneuvering Steven at every turn. Robert Dawson just decided that instead of waiting for the judge in California to tell him that his sale was improper, he's just moved the IP back to Intrepid Studios so that he can redo the Article 9 sale. I mean, some of us are trying to figure out what Steven thinks his win is. No idea what a win for Steven looks like. I don't see how Steven believes that he's going to get his company back. Like, you sold it off. If the Article 9 sale was done in such a way that it took the property away, fine. Yeah, it's like how Trump is winning in Iran. Like, cool. What the fuck did we win? Like, oh, there's a zone. Okay, I can live with that. Like, we won. What the fuck did we win? What are you? Oh, I'm in a level 9 to 15 zone and I'm level 5. Let's not do this. Let's not do this. That's bad. That's bad juju. Yeah, this is level 1 to 10. This is better. Oh, okay, so I must be right here, because I just went to the Oasis of Kir. This is me and my stick running through the woods. Apparently I'm not going up there. Yeah, the world map doesn't show positioning. When you hit escape, or when you hit map, you'll notice over here, when I hit map, it shows me my coordinates, but it doesn't show me on the map like, hey, idiot, you're right here. Like I said, what would be cool is if they could do it where if they fog of war the whole map, except they're like, head to the Ashen Valley, then on your map, a little tiny circle appears because that's where the guy would have told you, well, the Ashen Valley should be right over here. The Oasis of Myr should be over here. So you get like a cleared out fog of war dot to know to head in that direction. But it doesn't like lead you every step of the way. I think that would be a great addition if we could get that. And then I think it's next Friday. I think next Friday my stream, is it next Friday? What the hell's today? Not next Friday, the Friday after. My Friday show will be later in the day. I finally found a massage therapist that doesn't creep me out. And so her next available was a Friday at like 10 o'clock. And I gotta get my shoulder worked on. She's real, oh shit. She's really good. Rabbits do not have horns. I don't care what anybody says. We're gonna try to go to this blue dot real quick, and then it's gonna be
the
time.
The Newman Tin will find you if you serve the Triune.
At least they didn't use AI voiceover. That one might be AI. Because that's not a very long one. You can't really hear the... You can't hear it. That one might be.
If you are hiding in the Elven Friends, the Flayers will fight.
I don't think that's AI. Yeah, it's like an actual map that the quest giver had to circle for you. Right, exactly. Be like over here, and over here. Be like, just give you a little bit of a dot. Be like, well, how will you know it? Well, it's a fishing village next to a lake. Oh, okay. Another thing I would say, I don't know if you can see it at the top, but they tell you how many meters away the target is. I would be okay if they took that meters thing off. Tell me that my target's in this direction. Cool, I'll go in that direction. But don't tell me how long it is. Maybe you end up walking an hour in a direction and then you're like, shit, I shouldn't have gone there. Oh, so yeah, it's taking me back to the town and it's gonna push me back through. Yeah, I'd really like them to put in a bypass by the guard. I'd love to be able to talk to the guard and say, no, I don't want to enter town, I just want to pass through. And let me just zone through to the next zone. It's gonna become very tiresome to have to walk through the town every time. Mimi. What would be nice if I could find would be crafting stations. Maybe find a crafting station or two.
That's enough gawking. Go about your business.
So I'm not gawking at anything. You ain't got nice titties there. Get a female guard out there. I'll gawk at her all day.
Don't be messing around with no Triune followers, you hear?
Put your sword away. You're gonna stab somebody in the ass.
What a strange folk in Soundfleet.
Wait. Oh, you better put scythes in this game. I see hand scythes and two-handed scythes. You better put them in. Potions? Are you the potion shop?
Waiting for a mana stone.
Holy shit. Hi, frog boy. He's got a lot of potions. Do you have a crafting station? I think I had this problem the last time. I think I kept finding vendors but no crafting stations.
I'm always seeking elves, if you have any.
A hardened helmet. So I don't have enough ore. But I found the crafting station.
Step right up, fine wares for finer folk.
Recommendation, hardness. Okay.
Come browse my wares.
I don't want to browse your wares. Wait, hold on. You don't happen to sell ore, do you?
We don't sell anything the Triune followers need here.
A killer pike, a forged maul, a quick blade, woven handle hammer, sword, dagger, hatchet, handle, mace, dagger, axe, small... Well, you don't have a fucking wand? What a jerk off. Are you not gonna have a wand?
We sell only the finest magical items.
We don't. Your game version is currently out of date. The wand is a melee weapon, which I'm adamantly against. Anyway, since there is an update, seems like a good enough time to stop because I just rolled over 3 hours anyway, and I got to I have other things to do. But Scars of Honor. I need to look up Scars of Honor real quick. Because I need to sign up for their beta. Otherwise I'll forget. And then is that on Steam or is that somewhere else? No, why don't I have music? Oh yeah, because I was listening to theirs. Scars of Honor is on Steam. Store page. Just to confirm. Scars of Honor. Request access. Request access. Your interest has been submitted. Cool. All right. So tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to do a politics show or if I'm going to do Once Human. Once Human just had a major patch. I'm about to go eat some chicken wings. Japanese chicken wings. So that's going to be a treat. The place that I eat at, they're bringing out 2 new dishes. So I'm going to try that. I don't know if I'm going to do a politics show tomorrow or if I'm going to do a video game show, or I might do both. I don't know what's going on. I got to find out what's going on with my family. If they don't have anything going on, then I like to spend time with them. If my daughter has events and stuff, then I like spending time with you. Not you in the back. No, the other guy in the back. Yes, that guy in the back. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I wonder if the organic meat sack that runs this channel knows a lot of these sponsors don't sponsor us anymore.
They were longtime sponsors. The credits are fine.
Do we get paid? Is any of this sponsorship money for Gale, Daisy, the Chaos Fund?